In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.
Okay, so welcome to the What's That Music About podcast. I'm your host, DJ Rambo Rich. And into today's episode, we're speaking to 220, a rapper-singer from Manchester. So first of all, thank you very much for your time. And if you just want to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself, and we'll start the episode.
Hi, so pleasure to be on, wonderful opportunity. I really appreciate you giving me your time as well. That can't be understated.
Definitely when I saw your content, I was like, yeah, we got to get this guy on the podcast. So tell us about yourself, just to start off.
So, I'm 220, and first of all, I've done a lot of singing outside of rap. I was actually in the choir when I was growing up. But there's something about rap music and telling a story about somebody's life and experiences that drew me in. And I kind of combine those two, and that's what you get from me as an artist, a lot of stories. They might not sound like stories, but when you go back and you listen to them, you're like, actually, that goes ABC. That's really clever. And that's me as an artist. Anything I'm doing is a story.
I like that. So you've got a big performance coming up soon. Is it Primal Live, if I've correctly pronounced it there? Primal Live Manchester at the weekend. So how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling really confident. There's going to be a lot of people that I've met there that have done a lot for me in terms of, just welcome me to the community. I've traveled to a lot of different places, and not every community is that welcoming to an artist who is coming in and they're just like, hi, this is my stuff, this is what I do, and really open and honest. They really have been welcoming, and that's not something you experience everywhere. I've been in different islands in the Caribbean. I've been in the US. I've been around a few different places on my travels, and Manchester's my latest place to land, and that's where I found partner and decided to start a family. So I'm stuck here now.
Well, that's good. That's good that you're saying this about the North.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do now is move to the first round, which is mixtapes and memories. So 1 second, then we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is mixtapes and memories, and in mixtapes and memories, we talk about your past memories of music. And to start that off, so what's your first memory of music when we go back and you're thinking about like the early years where you started hearing and listening to music? What's the first thing that comes to mind, the first memory that comes to mind?
The first memory that comes to mind is an artist called Red Rat.
Right.
He's from the Jamaican dancehall scene. And
right, cool.
He's a guy who told stories. All of his songs were stories, and they were hilarious and they were catchy, and people would always sing them. And it was something that is, if your mom passed your bedroom and heard it on, she's not gonna. Well, what was that type thing? You get me? It's nice. It's a really nice vibe, and my older brother was that one that introduced me to it. And it's a song that he has, like "The Girl Is Mine," where he's talking about he's young and he's slim and he's agile, but this guy's like, well, nah, I've been to the gym for like 10 years. Yeah, she prefers this, and it's a battle, but it's so playful and fun. And at the end, there's no conflict. It's just what you do with your mates, isn't it?
I think we call that sort of banter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. What was your first sort of like physical music that you bought, that you like got your hands on? Like, do you remember like the first sort of piece of music that you got, like the physical copy of it in your hands? And what was that?
The first physical copy of music I ever had in my hands was actually a present from my younger brother, because I was on YouTube playing this song constantly in high school. And he took all of his money he saved throughout the whole semester. So instead of catching a bus home, he'd walk home.
Oh my gosh.
and save that money, and he went and bought me a J Holiday CD.
Right, yeah.
So that was the first one. He had that smash hit bed. I run my fingers through your hair, wrap me up in your... that song. So he bought me the album because of that song. That's the first. That's the first one I have that I'd say is bought for me. The rest I snatched from my older brother. His friends were DJs, so they'd have loads and loads of. You remember back in the day, DJs walk around with the big CD
Yeah,
bags
I've got a
full
lot
of
of friends
CD.
that are vinyl like DJs, and it's really in the modern era now. It's really great when you see like someone carrying like 2 or 3 like cases of vinyls. You can just see the commitment level is just a whole different beast. But no, you were saying there about being DJs.
So his friends were DJs. His friends were DJs who also happened to be car racers. Who needs more excitement in their life after that, right?
I know, yeah, that sounds like a great lifestyle.
so so when he did go car racing, my brother would drive him there, and then he'd hold the bags. So sometimes when they got multiples of a CD, or let's say music is coming out and they're sending it to all the big sounds, and then all the big sounds are sending it to all the guys who are spinning on the ground. Sometimes they get CDs that they get from their friends that they're not supposed to get, and then later it comes down to them. They already have it, and they go to my brother and be like, "Here, you can have that." I think Ludacris's Chicken and Beer album, we
Right.
got it still in the plastic like that. I was like, "How did you get that? That doesn't even come out yet." They're like, "Oh, they got too many." I was like, "What do you?" It's like, "Do they have other stuff you would?" And it's like,
Yeah.
no, but he was really good with them. So a lot of the music I listened to early is things that he was getting that made their way to the Caribbean after being distributed through how many hands, but it's not on the radio yet. And it that's where I get my love for music from, I think, as well. Because when you got these things, they were sought after, and then when you heard it, it told you a story, and the story that it told could be listened to multiple different ways and had multiple different and it was that's the journey of music for me, you know what I mean?
I love that. I definitely I know where you're coming from there. So what was your first performance when it comes to music? Like, what was the first time you thought, do you know, okay, I've listened to all this music, I love it. I actually want to do this now. I want to give this a try. What was the first experience of that?
Okay, so I kind of had to join the choir. That was like a mandatory thing.
Yeah. So just out of interest, where was this choir? Just out of interest.
So this choir is in Antigua and Barbuda. This is where I grew up. You
Yeah.
hear Central seeing these guys talking about the flying girls out to Antigua. I'm like, all of a sudden, it's cool to be from Antigua. It's like, but yeah, it was for me. It was first in the choirs, and you're part of something. You singing by yourself, you have one. It's just like when you're mixing vocals now.
Yeah.
If you're singing a chorus, you want as many layers as possible, so it sounds like there's a bunch of people singing it. But imagine never having experienced that before, and people are leaving. So there's a thing that they had called choir carol service, right?
Yeah.
It's people come from. I went to Antigua Grammar School. That was where kids who were supposed to do something were supposed to go, and you had to be in like the top 60 of the grade pool to get in.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is so
God.
yeah, it's really no pressure, right?
It
You're
sounds
only 12.
stressful. I feel stressed just hearing about it.
You're only 12, and so they make a really big deal about it, and you have people that literally study from the time they hit eight, they start telling them about this exam, because if they don't get into this school, it's not like England where everybody kind of more or less has the same facilities, and if you need to do something else,
Yeah.
there's a school nearby you can go to. If you don't go to these schools, there's courses that you can't take, so you'd have to
Right.
take those privately, and like again, for you to do private lessons outside of normal schooling, your parents looking at you like,
God.
Unless they really believe in you, that's not happening. So it's a really tough situation. So most of them push them to get that, to go to those schools so they don't have to do the outside thing. Fortunately, my brother and I both made it in. And, you know, the wealth of experiences. This carol service is something that's put on between us and our sister school. Mine is an all boys high school. There's
Yeah.
all girls. And we are about a mile apart.
Right.
So every year, there's at Christmas time, we put on a carol service, which is a 2.5 hour performance that's
Yeah.
carried by the choirs of both of these schools. People fly in from overseas to come back and watch this.
God.
Mary and Joseph for the biggest parts. I got offered Joseph twice and turned it down. Once because my brother is an amazing singer as well, but he's more gospel, he's a worship leader. And, I'm really happy for him. That's where he see, because he has a really profound connection there. And I love that for him. And I always decided from younger, I like, he's already doing the singing. I can rap. I'm pretty good at rapping. I should do the rapping. Like, if two of us don't need to be here, because as like kids, people always come up to us and say like, "Oh, you and your brother are pretty good, but your brother's looking like he's doing better than you this time, or your brother's this, and your brother gets these positions." And it was just like, it's not a competition. He didn't get it because he didn't go in for it. Like, I didn't get that because I didn't go in for that. I didn't even know about that. And it just really became something where people from the outside were coming and looking at us and trying to pit us against each other. And I'm like, he can still sing soprano. I lost that range like 7 years ago. like I don't. We're good at the things that we do. And can I still sing? Yes. Am I still good at singing? Of course. But rapping is rapping, and bringing all of these things that have influenced me into one thing that I can now express and show people, hey, this is my life, and this is where I've come from. These are the things that I've seen, and you can appreciate that whether you're inside of a church or outside of a church, or you're just somebody that's passing by. If you hear my music, you just be like, oh, clouds, those are nice. There's a crowd, there's people that are together that aren't fighting. That sounds interesting. Oh, they sound happy as well.
Definitely.
I might go in there.
I mean, that's what I love about music is the fact that everyone from different backgrounds or beliefs or whatever it might be, it just brings everyone together. And I've only ever met probably 2 people in my life that didn't like music. So that's interesting, like I say. So, but no, I want to just dissect some things quickly. It's great that you and your brother were like, oh, we're not gonna be. Everyone else is trying to like put us together against each other, but we're just gonna be like, I do my thing, you do your thing. That's great to hear that. And another thing I want to just mention quickly, it's great that your brother didn't get the bus, saved up for that cassette tape with a CD, and that's great. That's amazing that someone like your brother that would do that for you. It really shows how much they care for you, which is great.
That was touching for me because he never said anything about it and he didn't act any different. He just showed up with the CD. I was just like, where'd you get this?
So it's great that like he didn't act any different and like kept that as a nice surprise for you. But yeah, after that experience, what did you think? Oh, hang on, I want a bit more of this. So where did you perform next after that?
I performed in the schoolyard on at the top of a stairs on top of a desk that was propped up against the rail for like, each class is like 35 students. There's 5 classes. About half, 2 classes. I know 2 whole classes definitely came. And then it's like, let's say 20 or something from another class. And it was because we started rapping in the classrooms, and we get on the test and we'd be, and you jump in and you spit somebody's rap that's we're hearing on the radio. And one day my friends and them came up to me, they're like, yo, you know all these guys' lines, you spit them in timing and everything. Why you don't? Well, they didn't say timing because we didn't know what timing was. They're like, you spit it just like them, was what they said.
Yeah.
They're like, you have the timing, you know what you're doing, and sometimes you can switch between people's rhymes and like mix it together, like you should DJ or something like that. And they're like, no man, DJ for what? You can just do your own thing. I was like, people don't just get up and make music. And you're like, what are you talking about? You've listened to all these people's stories. They just got up and did music. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, but it's different. And they're just like, why? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm here, innit? Like, nobody's checking for the next young artist who has no fans, never been on the stage. Anyway, long story short, they forced me to write 3 songs and perform all of them on top of that table. And then
God.
everybody just started coming around and like, G-Lo. That was what I was thinking back then. And the man, yeah, it was a whole thing. And after that, that man said, yeah, you see, and all of us did it. As a matter of fact, I just sent the article that got written up to one of the guys that forced me to go up.
That's great.
I was like, yo, this is he's writing too, but he's an author. So there we go. But he's doing. All of the people who told me, yo, get up and do something creative are still doing something creative and supporting their families with it and building connections and lifetime friendships. And they're still doing good.
I think what we're going to do now is move on to On Repeat. So 1 second and we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is On Repeat. And to start this off, we're going to ask you, so what's your biggest daily challenge when it comes to music?
Capturing what I create. And that sounds ridiculous to somebody who doesn't do music. But
yeah,
capturing. So I also have a full-time job.
yeah,
I leave. I work for the NHS. Again, I do it because I think do something that makes a difference. And a lot of people will hear me say that and think it's like a cliche thing. Oh, it's another artist trying to. But there's a place that I used to work at. I worked for some lovely people. It was the Jumbi Bay Resort. It's a 5-star, 5-diamond, all-inclusive resort that is very exclusive.
Yeah.
I got this job straight out of college. Like, people have tried their whole life to work there, never worked there, and I got a chance to work there. And I put my head into it, put my heart into it. But if I was going to do this, I couldn't do that. And I went to university, got the jobs, but then you can go after the nightlife. You can go after the nightlife, which means that you're running the places where all the people are coming to DJ, to perform, and that type of stuff. Or you can be there for your family during the day. Because if you're working at night, you have to sleep during the day. So I got the job in the NHS and I said, look, music is going to be a secondary thing. I'm going to make sure that I have time to look after my family, and I'm actually going to take my holidays because, there's not another major event that's supposed to make another X amount of money coming up that's going to meet the budgets at the end of the year. I still have to do that, but now I'm doing it to make sure that the National Health Service continues. You get what I mean? It's a bigger purpose than some rich guy lying in his pockets. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like some company. Like
exactly.
They're all about profits and not the staff. Yeah, I totally get that.
It's the little grandmas that come in that get me. So they come in and they don't know who I am. They just see a guy that's working up because I believe in doing everything. So I go and I change the bins and I take people's trays from them and stuff. And little grandmas, I help them carry their food to the table. And
Yeah.
sometimes they're so surprised. They're like, "Oh, everybody here just seems so tense," and I'm like, "No, well, when you're here, you can relax and you can think, and
Yeah.
you give them that vacation experience in a hospital."
No,
And
I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I love
so
this. I love this.
so so when people who are long termers finally leave the hospital, they actually to come down to the canteen to see me and say, "Oh, we're going to be leaving now, but we really enjoyed spending time with you and the time that we spent down here."
Yeah.
And that type of stuff, and that type of stuff warms my heart. That lets me
Yeah,
sleep
I
good
mean
at
that's a
night.
credit to you. That's a credit to you. I mean, like that we need more people like that in the world, and especially in music, we need more people like that because if you're going to be there for the betterment of others, then it's just going to be a nicer experience for everyone, regardless. If it's your day job, if it's music, whatever it is, the whole experience is just going to be better for everybody. And then like we're all part of the human race, so why not like treat each other as part of the human race? Like I say, I feel like there's gonna be the viral clip. I'm not saying this to be viral. I'm saying it because I blooming believe it. That's why. But no, it's great that. So what are you currently working on at the moment?
Currently working on at the moment. A lot of things. But primarily, I have a song that's unreleased that started out with my friend Johan. This is one of the guys that. So backtrack 3 years ago, we kind of lost touch because he moved to Canada. He moved to Canada, and we hadn't
I mean, I
spoken.
love Canada. Just to interject there, it's the only country I've been abroad, Canada. So like, yes. What part of Canada do you know?
Nova Scotia.
Oh, see, I was Alberta. That's where I used to go, Alberta. So I'm loving this. Yeah, so he moved to Canada.
He moved to Canada. He moved to Canada, and he remembers me standing on the table at at lunchtime rapping, and
Yeah,
he is one of the hottest young upcoming artists out there right now. And he's a full-time musician, and
right.
he's come back to me and he's like, "Oh, I did this because I saw you." I was like, "What?" Like, it's like, and it's always been humbling for me because a few times, as I think any musician thinks about quitting, it's like nobody
Mm.
remembers it anyway. And then I'd meet somebody who I went to their island maybe 5 years ago, and they start spitting a song that I don't remember anymore. I just remember that I wrote it, and they're just like, "Yo, where's your music now? What are you doing now?" And after a couple of years of having that question, I decided, you know what? If it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be Manchester. Like the vibe of the city, the people, the north.
So, when it comes to your music, what does daily success look like for you?
Daily success is me responding to the people who are engaging with me.
Yeah,
Not because it's good for the algorithm, but because I'm genuinely happy that people are engaging with my music and they're enjoying my music.
yeah.
I do want to shout out Zach. Zach is my biggest fan right now. He's made that
Well, we'll definitely
abundantly
keep that in.
clear.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, he's been there from the beginning. There's a shot that the photographer took of him watching me perform,
right.
and I couldn't. After that, I was just like, all right, I can't. I officially have my first super fan, and that means more to me than anything else. I spent a lot of time writing songs and just sending them to my friends in a voice note, and them telling me, "Yo, why is this a voice note and not studio?" And after there's too many people telling you the same thing, you're probably being stubborn.
Mm.
So,
I know what you mean. I've been like that
so,
myself. Yeah, yeah,
so I'm back in the studio. I'm back outside. It for me, it's just the joy that you see on people's faces after you perform. You know, you know, there's nothing quite like somebody enjoying 100% what you're doing, and you see
Definitely,
them giving
definitely.
you their energy, and you must know that as a DJ, when you switch a song, everybody
Yeah,
loses
I
their
mean, with
mind.
this as well,
Like,
with this. Sorry to speak over you there. With this as well, like I had people messages, and this is crazy. I still can't comprehend this in my brain. It doesn't feel real. But like, I've had messages from people from all around the world. Like, I'm just a bloke from Lancashire, just a Lancashire lad, me. Like, why? Like, I mean, it's crazy. If I look at the metrics, you're actually doing something positive, you're bringing value to people, and that's just a great thing, isn't it? You know. So yeah. What do you think?
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, even when I put up my Spotify, I did no promotion. I just dropped clouds because my friend was literally going to take a plane over here to bash me over the head with my broom if I didn't release the song. And I
I
was
love
like,
that.
I was like, I don't have any footage. I've never performed the song. Nobody knows the song. Like, nobody knows that I'm in Manchester because everybody still thinks that I'm in Leicester, or people think I'm in London, which I've never been to London except for like a weekend. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's just like, how am I going to get anybody to pay attention to this? And it's like, well, I need a team, or I need somebody to show me, you know,
mm.
where the grassroots are. And yes, I can go on Instagram and look and see and apply and then speak to people there. But then, am I going to find a set of people like Primal Life who are going to be welcoming? Like, hey, this is it. If you're here to do something positive, if you're really here and you care about the music, this is the place for you. Right? The development that they do is genuine. Like, that type of stuff. So they gave me the tools that I thought I needed a team of people to do,
Yeah,
and I probably still need a team of people to do that, because there's nothing worse than when you're going through your socials and you're trying to really engage authentically with everybody's comments, and then a song pops into your head, and you know it's going to be good. You want to stop doing that for a
yeah,
second and go
yeah,
and write the song, but then it's like, I'm not gonna come back to that if I don't do it. And you do it, and then the song is gone, and
yeah.
then you're in the,
I can
then you're in
imagine.
the.
Yeah, yeah,
It's I very much have some type of angel swooping in and touching my shoulder, or sitting in the room and jamming out for a little bit. When a song comes, I need to grab it, and if I'm busy,
yeah,
like if I'm working, and a song comes, I'm just like, oh no, I'm not gonna remember the song.
yeah. I think what we're going to do now is move on to the next round, which is discography, where we talk about your music. So, 1 second, and we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is discography, and in discography, we talk about 220s music. So, to start that off, I'm going to ask, so currently on your Spotify, I could only find the song Clouds. So, tell us about the song Clouds. What's it about?
This is what Clouds is about. Painting looking like apple pie. She loves apple pie. We used to get these apple pies from Subway. I don't know if you guys have them here. Subway used to sell a foot long with an apple pie and a
No,
drink.
I've never heard of this. This sounds amazing.
So, so
This sounds
yeah,
amazing.
that's a deal that Subway had, and it was introduced in Antigua. It used to be just along Market Street, and I used to get the foot long, and I used to give her the apple pie because she's coming straight home from school to go and help her at her mom's place, so she doesn't really get to go anywhere. And I wasn't supposed to be there, but ended up there every day after school anyway for obvious reasons.
I mean, but I mean that's being a teenager. You know that you have a crush on somebody. You know that's just normal teenage life, man. You know, but it's great that you've put that memory into a song. I mean, this is what I love about music: is you can take something like that and you can put it into music, and then that experience can give other people like enjoyment. So it's great that you've taken that memory and put it into a song and that's great. So in terms of other music, what's the plans for the rest of the year with other music?
Okay, so while I've been at Primal, I've been performing a song called Just for the Night. This is a bit more R&B type groove. Again, my friend Johan produced the beat for that. That's what I'm looking to put out next. We're putting the final touches on it. I've done it on my TikTok. I've done it on my TikTok lives. I try to do those about 3 times a week, and I'll try out new songs or perform songs people already know and that type of thing. And I think that's also a way to build a community and also a way to release music that people want to hear. After I do a song, I'll be like, yo, what do you think about this song? It's a song I'm working on. Like, this is a song that I'm fiddling with, or this song I think I might drop. So far, everybody's told me to get back in the studio, so
it's great that you've got so much support from the people around you. That's really nice to see that so many people are like, what are you doing, man? You need to get behind that microphone. What are you doing, man? Get that song out. What are you doing, man? You need to get this music. Where's the music? Music. I love this. It's great. Like, it's nice to see someone have a group of friends like that. I'm a bit like that with the DJ circle I run with. We're all really supportive and we've got a good network of people and we check on each other. So it's great to see that, man, like I say. So I think what we're going to do now is go to the final round, which is Dream Big. So 1 second, then we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is Dream Big. And in Dream Big, we talk about the future and your aspirations for the future. So to start that off, what's your biggest aspiration for your music? When people look back through history and they go, okay, that's 220. What do you want people to get from your music?
I want them to go on the journey with me through every song. I'm never going to drop a song that's just like filler, that doesn't have anything behind of it. Like with Clouds, I think everybody's done that thing where they went to that place they weren't supposed to and they had a good time, but it could have ended a different way. I think there's enough music about it ending a different way.
That's true. Yeah.
We could talk about the times when it was fine as well, Nobody had to get into a fist fight. We had fun. We had fun. It was a little dicey. We made it home. Like, Just for Tonight is gonna be about. Just for Tonight is basically another song about being somewhere and taking a shot, because you don't know if you're gonna get another shot. Or it doesn't even have to be. One of the lines in this, we're celebrating life. It's not a birthday. Nobody got a promotion. We're out with our friends because we're out with our friends, because that's how you connect with people. And I think that's what my songs are going to be about, connection. This is probably not going to be a spoiler, because I think this is going to come out a bit later. But the song I'm working on, for the final to perform for Primal Live, nobody's heard it yet. I'm probably going to leave it that way. But it's about one of my partners who, she passed away. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
I had proposed and it didn't go the way I had intended for it to go. But it wasn't a situation where we were enemies or that type of thing. But I wanted to come back. There were some things that she said about me that were true. As partners tend to have a knack about doing. They know you. What can you say? But she wanted to see me actually go and improve myself and work hard and that type of thing. And she wanted me to be that person. Because I was already that person, but then I saw her and I was like, well, if I do that, I'm going to leave. And you don't want to leave. So she was like, nah, go do what you have to do. If everything's sorted out, then I can come back. And while I was in the process of sorting that out, she passed. And so that was always, so you'll hear me talk about the depression and stuff that happened after that, like a traumatic event like that. And, you know, the hook is I still want to fly.
Yeah.
You get me? You're not, yes, all these things are happening. It's dark outside. You're by yourself. But guess what? You're still going to try and fly because what other option do you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when these things happen, but I mean, like this is a thing I think that why music is so great and why I think you like sort of gravitate to our music because you can express things that can't be expressed. The only way you can express them is through music. It's like an extension of who you are. I'm like trying to explain that to people. Some people don't get that, but like, you know,
It's
when something
therapy
like
that
that happens.
everybody can see.
Exactly, yeah, I love that. You know, like I've had other previous guests on, and they've had, you know, they've lost people, and they speak about it here. And this is what I love about the podcast because it's showing people that listen to this that you are not alone, and you know you can celebrate that person by speaking about them and putting it in your music and like I really appreciate you sharing that with us there. So you talk about your music there. So who would you feel after you mentioned all these things would be the best person that you would want to collaborate that would sort of get your music? Because you've been talking about about the clouds and the story behind that, and then the other song just now. So who would you feel like artist-wise in the world of music would be the best people for you to collaborate with?
I mean, in terms of what I'm doing, I feel like the dream collaboration would probably be something with Chris Brown.
Right.
I know everybody loves. I know a lot of people. Well, I know guys love his ones where you're outside and you're dancing, and he
Yeah.
has that. But then there's also Fine China and things like that, or
I mean, he has a sort of
Autumn
like
Leaves,
he has sort of
and
like
he
he's got the
has A and
dance,
B.
the
Yeah,
dance, and then there's like the sort of the only way I could describe it is like smooth, sort of like chill vibe.
it's a very old school type R&B. It's very
Yeah,
soulful
yeah.
and laid back and relaxed. And
If you grew up in
I
the
would
90s,
love,
you'd get it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I would want like just one song where we do that switch that he did with Dre. So you have that big dance and then you slow it down like No Guidance. Like
Mm.
if we did something like that, that's my dream thing. Artists in Manchester right now currently collaborate. I'd say Renee Storms. Like
Right.
she's every dream that I think I have about music. I think she's had the exact same one because she
Mm.
does things and I look at them and I'm just like, I don't know how you got into my dreams and got that concept. I was talking to somebody like 2-3 weeks ago, and Jay-Z does this as well. He's one of my favorite rappers. She had the orchestra backing her up while she performed one of her songs. And that's
Right.
like a big dream of mine.
I
Like
love that. Yeah.
she does music that speaks to you. It tells a message as well. It tells a story. It moves you. Like
Well, I can see that
definitely.
happening, man. Like, if you're in Manchester, she's in Manchester, yeah? Right? Well, this could happen.
Yeah.
100% could happen,
She's also having a show at Band on the Wall
Right.
just after, which I've already bought a ticket to because I'm definitely going. And we'll see what happens.
Definitely. I mean, there's been previous guests, right? And there's some episodes are not released yet, and they're saying things. And I always try, whenever I put I'll clip this so that there's what I do is I clip this bit. So you've said that now, right? I'll clip this bit and then I'll add them into the conversation so that I'm doing the best I can to try to help you. Because I feel like, how are they going to know that you want to work with this person? Like, I feel my job as a DJ is like, I'm like the guy in between. I sort of like connect the audience with the artist or the artist with the venue. That's what I'm trying to do as a DJ. So I'm going to clip this bit, at them into it, and we'll see what happens. I never do it with any expectations of something happening, but I was like, no, these people need to know that you're interested. So definitely, and it doesn't matter the level.
It's out there.
Exactly, yeah. You got to put these things out there, else they'll never happen. And it doesn't matter what level this person is. When I speak to a guest like this, it doesn't matter the level of the person that they are. I'll still do it regardless, because you never know. You've got to take that shot, because then we know that that's been put out there, and then if it happens, it happens. If something happens, it's happened. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's still out there in the world for people to see. And then someone might go, "Oh, I like this guy," And you never know where something will go. So I always do this so that I'm doing my job as a DJ, supporting music, helping the audience find music. So yeah, definitely we'll do that, man. So moving on to the next question. Dream festival, concert, or location to perform?
Dream festival to perform at.
It can be a festival, a concert, a specific venue. It's up to you, man. But when I say that, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
The first thing that comes to mind is Glastonbury.
Yeah, this is the big one for everyone, I do think. Glastonbury. Now, yeah.
The reason why it's Glastonbury is because I've seen my heroes perform at Glastonbury, and I fully intend my dream. So I started out this year. I made a plan for myself. I said my dream for this year, my big dream for this year, perform one time. Whether you're opening, whether you have just introducing somebody, whether you end up as a backup dancer, get on a show at Band at the Wall.
Right.
And Primal Live was like, showcase is going to be at Band on the Wall. And we're doing this for charity. And I was like, well, if I needed signs, there's a big neon sign pointing straight to Primal Live. So Band on the Wall, here I come, actually fulfilling something I put out there. Again, because I put it out there, because I didn't say it before. And so, Glastonbury, little guest appearance. Let me run across the stage. As long as somebody out there points and is like, this act is amazing. Hey, wait a minute, that was 220.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, this is why I say you've got to put things out there, because if you just keep things in your head, it's not going to happen, is it? Do you know what I mean? I've been guilty of doing this myself. You've got to put the stuff out there, make it happen. Do everything you can to make it happen, which you clearly are. So
Yeah, definitely. But after Glastonbury, the next one I'm looking at is Park Life. Park Life. I'm in Manchester. Every year it disrupts. Every year it disrupts the life in Manchester. I have to try and get onto Park Life as well, man.
So I feel like you could get. I feel like, and this isn't a criticism, just to be clear. I feel like Park Life is more like in terms of next things. I feel like that's if you think of the order of things. Not that there is any order; it just happens when it happens. But I feel like for you that would be great. Park Life next. So what is it? It's a year or so until the next one. It's probably just under a year. Yeah. Probably under a year.
Yeah, it's just under a year. But I've been looking at the listings for festivals, and I haven't seen it on the list. Maybe I missed it.
So you need to work out
again. But there's.
So you need to work
out. How do you
get
on the list?
Exactly. So if it was me, I'd be like, okay, who runs the event? That's what I'd find first. Who runs the event? Secondly, okay, who is next to the people that run the event? Right. So who's one step removed of that person? Contact them. And, that's what I would do. But hey, like I say, but I feel like that's a good fit for you, man. Because how many stages do they have? Is it 2? Or is it just the one?
I've never been to Park Life.
I'm sure there's like one or two
I think
stages.
it's more than one. It's more than one stage. I think it's 3 stages or something like that.
Yeah,
Because
it might be.
I know someone who lives quite near to it, and then she's like, "Oh, when everybody starts going, it's different." And she was talking about the different setups with the toilets and stuff. So if they had different areas of toilets, they definitely had different stages.
I'm guessing they live near the park then, because I know someone myself that lives near the park, and yeah. So
They
cool,
take a holiday every park life.
Well, you can sit in your front garden and just listen. You don't have to pay for a ticket, do you?
Well, they don't like it. They don't like it. So every year, that's when they take their holiday. That's when they take their holiday.
Right. Okay.
They take their holiday on Park Life, and then they let people use it as an Airbnb for Park Life or something. I mean,
that's a good business decision. That is clever. You could pay for your holiday.
I heard that. I was like, apparently that pays for most of their holiday, and I was like, well, I need to be thinking like this, like.
Definitely. I just want to say, first of all, thanks for letting me interview you. I want to say all the best for the future. I feel like we've talked a lot of really interesting things there, and it'd be great to do a follow up, a little how your event goes at Primal Live at some point. I'm going to sign off there. Thanks for your time. Speak to you soon, and you have a great day.
In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.